I just introduced the three new people. So Hazel is, as I said, a polar explorer, but she's also an endurance athlete and who's done an amazing series of ultrathons, including one in snowshoes across the Arctic. And she, with her husband Luke, attempted to do the trip from the bottom of Alaska to the top of Alaska for the first time via kayak and bike. And you're explorer in residence at the Royal Scottish Geographical Society. Yeah. So yes, maybe you could tell me a bit, because I know that one of your expeditions you couldn't complete,
Yes.
the one in Alaska.
Yes. So this was a couple of years ago. Myself and husband Luke were both explorers in residence for the Royal Scottish Geographical Society. And we were planning, and we undertook what was at the time a world first expedition to be the first people to travel from the southernmost to the northernmost point of mainland Alaska by human power alone. So we were kayaking through the Pacific Ocean, cycled all the way the rest of Alaska, including up the Dalton Highway, which you might have seen on ice road truckers. Anyway, this was in the summer. And then finally up to the Arctic Ocean, and we were then kayaking through the Arctic Ocean for a bit. And then we were taking a series of inland lakes that were all connected by rivers. And essentially this was an old Inupiat trade route, so that's the indigenous population of northern Alaska and up in the Arctic there, and connecting up to the northernmost point. So everything went well at first, and then once we got inland off of the coast, and certainly when we'd started kayaking, the sea ice had only just gone out the day before, so we were kind of having to avoid bits of ice, and there's bears in Alaska, and up in the Arctic there are polar bears, so you really don't want one of those kind of coming through your tent. So both Luke and I would take it in turns when we would sleep. One of us would be on polar bear watch as well. So pretty unnerving, kind of sitting up there and scanning the horizon for any potential white spots, and then only getting kind of 5 hours of sleep. But anyway, we continued. And after lake, we kept ending up having to drag our kayaks in this almost kind of waist-deep sludge and almost getting stuck. And it was just becoming far too dangerous to continue. So we had to kind of call it and end the expedition after about 100 miles from the end of about an almost 2,000-mile expedition. And yeah, I would echo that would love to kind of still be doing this kind of stuff well into my later years. And actually, the sport of ultra running is quite amazing. We're running the Cape Wrath Ultra, which is 250 miles in 8 days, and it's the Cape Wrath Trail up the west coast of Scotland, and got overtaken by this amazing guy, like absolutely flying past down a hill, who was 68. We caught up with him later, and runs 200-mile races, 250-mile races, just absolutely amazing. So yes, the plan is to still be running and doing all this kind of stuff way late. If I was to die in one, then absolutely fair game for anyone else on the expedition to eat me if that was required. Take one for the team.